So using that platter, I kind of like it better.
I love the platter.
Yeah.
So let's sidebar. I'm gonna address this. My man Tony's off camera. So we had a DJ here. His name was D Win. I told his story. He's a very popular techno DJ in Detroit, techno house DJ, just a foundational guy in Detroit. And he said that he had learned you never touch the platter, right? Mm-hmm. He said not a real DJ. He said, but DJs are only supposed to touch the pitch.
DJ.
Only supposed to touch the pitch. Seasoned.
Mm-hmm. That's a good way to put it.
But I disagreed with him, and I didn't say it in the
do
interview.
too.
I disagree as well.
He said you only touch the pitch. What I want, and D Win gonna see this episode. What I wanted to say is, you ain't fucking with no disco, cause boy, you gonna touch that platter. You fucking with some real classics. You gonna slow it down. You gonna touch something.
Cause it's certain things you can't. The pitch is gonna throw it all the way off.
Yes,
if you're just a tad bit off with that pitch.
So you got to manual a little bit of that stuff, and you don't have to do it too hard where it's messing the sound of the music
or your
up.
hands on the knob at the top to slow it down.
The spindle.
The spindle. Yep.
But anyway, back to you, Ken. I'm getting how your development is happening. I'm getting what you learned on. I'm learning that we have similarities in how we both learn, right?
Okay.
And so that's beautiful to me. So get me up to, do you actually get out there and DJ? Are you doing some parties? Are you guest spinning with cats?
I mean, I've been fortunate enough to, my brother-in-law, he had a spot, and I was throwing parties there, day parties.
Okay.
But honestly, man, I mean, like we were talking off camera, I prefer to just be at home, man. I would prefer to do stream shows, live shows, Twitch shows, because I'm at home. Okay. It's nothing like playing in front of a crowd, but how can I say this? Here, it's hard to get that crowd.
I'm glad we went.
It's hard to get that crowd.
Okay,
so before you get to that, so I've, like you said, I've known Ken a little bit longer. And I gotta let me give my man his flowers. One of the ways I got on in the house scene out here in Arizona was because of Ken and another cat that we play with called DeAnthony. We did a show called Saturday Afternoon Cartoons, but that came later. What happened was I wanted to get out of becoming a bedroom DJ. I did not learn on vinyl. I did not learn on vinyl. I learned electronically. I learned on MP3s and all this kind of stuff because I wanted to do something different. But I put a mix on the website for the House Fest that we have here around April, usually April. And Ken heard it. And I used to go to events like we talked off camera. I will show up at anybody's event. I will show up if Tone's playing somewhere. I'll show up. It's very likely I'll show up. I pay to get in and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And Ken was like, "Hey man, I heard your mix. I'd like for you to open for us, him and DeAnthony."
Okay.
And I was like, "Okay, cool. That's great."